Destiny desu. Welcome back to another video. I know it's been a while. This is Talk with Destiny. So today's topic, it's gonna be 5 questions about my Webnovel MGS experience. First and foremost, most of you guys will have a question. What in the 9 hells is MGS? So to make it short, MGS stands for Minimum Guarantee Scheme. It's a thing by Webnovel where they give writers who are contracted exclusively with them a monthly payout of USD $200 for minimum requirement of 1,500 words or more in a day. Daily updates for the month. So basically for the first 4 months they'll be doing this, with the exception that you do not exceed the USD 200 earnings. So more terms and conditions can be found in the link in my blog. I'm actually setting up my author's website, so do check it out. I'm still currently in the setting up phase, so don't mind the link. So anyways, I've been on Webnovel for like 2 years. I just recently celebrated my 2nd year anniversary for Ball of Nothing, so do check out the special video that I made. Okay, so let's just get to the questions. So the first question: is this actually sustainable? So is this writing with Webnovel sustainable? Is the MGS actually worth it? So personally, no, I don't think it's worth it, because I live in Singapore and we have a ridiculously high standard of living. USD $200 cannot cover my utility bill, and it's not even a fraction of the rental that we have over here, much less food and transportation. This is not advisable for anyone living in a country that has high living standards. So for me, it's gonna be SGD $2,000. That's a monthly wage that is healthy for a person living in Singapore. Side note, check out my Patreon. Any amount of donation helps, and all exclusive content starts with USD $1 donations. So is it sustainable? No, not really. Not with Webnovel. That's why I do other things like teach piano on the side and stuff like that. So how many hours a day do I write under the MGS? This is the second question that I got. To put it simply, it depends on how fast you write. For me, I write about 1,000 words an hour, so I would only need like 1,000. So if a chapter is like 1,500 words, it's gonna take like at least 1.5 hours. So this is writing and excluding research, excluding your editing, excluding your scheduling, your uploading, your proofreaders and stuff like that. So on the minimum, it's gonna be like 1.5 hours. And if you're fast like me, my word per minute is about 300 words. No, wait. My word per minute. Okay, I write 300 words per 15 minutes because a writing sprint is 15 minutes. So you do the math, okay? Math is not the thing that I'm good at. So yeah, anyways. So on average, you would need 1.5 hours to deal with this MGS if you were going to be writing it. But I am a full-time writer as well as an overachiever, which means I have 5 ongoing books while doing MGS. So that kind of means I spend 10 hours or more at my desk, which includes streaming, marketing, editing, writing, and all the above, and even more. So yeah, which is why I recently got a friend to help me out as a personal assistant. And man, this is a lifesaver. Alright, so moving on to the next question: would I recommend anyone who isn't a full-time author to do the MGS? Absolutely. Despite all the things that are that I've said, I would still recommend people to take up the MGS, because first and foremost, while it isn't a paycheck for your full-time job, it is something that can supplement it, and you can definitely afford 2 hours after work to write 1 chapter for an upload, or just spend the entire weekend stocking up for like the week of chapters that you need. And this is rather easy money, because Webnovel, as sad as it is, they don't really count for the quality of your work when they talk about word count. They just want to see the quantity over the quality. So that's that. So for MGS, there are 2 kinds of MGS. The one I'm talking about now, the 1,500 words per day, is the new MGS. The old MGS is a little bit more flexible, but at the same time a little bit more terrifying, because they allow you to do 400,000 words for USD 200, 60,000 words for USD 300, and 80,000 words for USD 400 in a month. And while they don't really limit your chapter length, it's still terrifying to see that you've written 80,000 words in a month. Just imagine it. I actually did that for like 4 months, 3-4 months on the old scheme before the new scheme came out. So yes, I'm that crazy person who did that. Anyways, the MGS is recommended for those who are not full-time writers because the new scheme is created for people like you who have full-time jobs. Okay, it's not a lot to take out 2 hours of your daily schedule after work. You can even do it during your lunch, and it's COVID period. You work from home. No, your boss wouldn't know. Okay, your boss wouldn't find out that you spent 2 hours writing web novels instead of keying in Excel forms. Nope. Well, that's personal opinion. Alright, so 4th question. What are some of the difficulties you experience while doing the MGS? Alright, for starters, you will miss deadlines or feel like you're gonna miss a deadline because it's daily update and you have 5 works like me. If you're crazy like me, you kind of forget which one comes in, and then by the time you look at the schedule, you're like, oh my god, there's only 1 more stock chapter left, I'm doomed. Yeah, that's the thing. And for a lot of other people, they have this thing called a writer's block that I don't. But if you have a writer's block, or if you fall sick and you don't have a stockpile of chapters, you're doomed. The MGS for that month is completely blown. So it's like a wasted opportunity. So this is one of the no good things and the difficulties that we have, because web novel doesn't really talk about giving chances. If you miss just 1 day of upload, including scheduling error on their side or word count bug on their side, it's going to come on you, and they're not gonna pay you that 200 USD, because that's the kind of company they are. You make your choice, okay? So the MGS experience is not exactly the most pleasant. It is also a very stressful process, but is it possible? Yes, it's definitely possible. Alright, so I would recommend the people to actually, if you want to go for it, if you've already signed your rights away to web novel, just do it, because this is leading up to my 5th question actually. So would you recommend anyone to go for MGS? Yes. Even though it's very negative, even though it's going to be full of stress, even though I have a lot of things to tell you about that I suffered through this, but I would still encourage you to go for it, especially if you sign away your rights. Why? Because if you're a niche author and you can't make it on Amazon and all the other places, web novel is going to be your best bet for a first starting stone, a starting point. They have good readership, a reader's pool, and you're definitely gonna make a lot of money writing web novels and earning through the MGS than self-publishing with Amazon or other sites for that matter of fact. So it's kind of like a sell-off work, if you get what I mean. So you just earn the money that you get from the MGS, and that's it. You don't expect anything more, because the chances of you actually earning more than that is highly unlikely if you write niche works, because most web novel readers are looking for a specific content that I don't write. But if you are those kind of people who like to write web novel kind of contents, go for it. Just go for it. MGS is your thing. Okay, so on that side note, I will never sign another exclusive contract with anybody, because I learned my lesson, and I will only attend to friendly, non-exclusive contracts from now on. And this concludes my 5 questions about Webnovel MGS Experience. Now that it's finally done, it's August the 19th, which means I have fully stocked 12 chapters all the way to the end of August, and August is my last month of MGS with Love Journal. So I've done MGS for Ball of Nothing in the old scheme, and I've done MGS for Love Journal under the new scheme, and I'm not gonna do another MGS because this is freaking ridiculous, okay? So if you like to check it out, all the links are in my YouTube description. Do support me on Patreon if you can. Exclusive contents from $1 onwards, USD $1 onwards, okay? Subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.